Dr. Zeldar had treated hundreds of species. Some were strong. Some were dangerous. But humans? Humans were listed as low threat. The alien doctor stood inside the medical chamber. A human lay on the table, badly injured after a battle. Bones cracked. Blood everywhere. Heart rate unstable. This human should not be alive. Dr. Zeldar thought. The alien doctor activated the scanner. Suddenly, the screen flickered. Energy readings appeared. Not normal. Not biological. Something hidden. This makes no sense. The doctor whispered. Human medical records showed nothing special. No weapons. No implants. Yet the energy was growing. The human's heartbeat became steady. Wounds started closing by themselves. Impossible? Dr. Zeldar felt something rare for his species. Fear. The human was not healing with technology. The human was healing from inside. Warning alarms rang through the ship. The scanner screamed. Unknown human defense system activated. The doctor stepped back. What are you? The human's eyes slowly opened. And then, everything changed. Dr. Zeldar had worked as a medical officer for more than 50 galactic cycles. He had treated creatures with steel skin, living fire, and minds that could bend space. Nothing surprised him anymore. At least that is what he believed. The medical ship Seraphis moved silently through deep space. Its halls were clean, white, and cold. Every sound was controlled. Every life on board followed logic. Humans were not part of that logic. They were a new species in the Galactic Union. Weak bodies. Slow reflexes. Short lives. They survived not because of strength but because of teamwork and machines. That is what the record said. Dr. Zeldar stood inside the main medical chamber. A human lay on the floating table in front of him. Young. Injured during a border conflict. Broken ribs. Internal bleeding. Severe burns. By all medical standards, the human should already be dead. Zeldar looked at the human's face. Soft skin. No armor. No natural weapons. He felt no fear. Only professional duty. He activated the medical scanner. Blue light moved slowly over the human's body. Data appeared on the screen. Heart rate, unstable. Blood loss, critical. Neural activity, active. Strange, Zeldar muttered. He increased the scan depth. The screen flickered. For a moment the data disappeared. Then new symbols appeared. Symbols the system did not recognize. Energy readings. Zeldar's 4 eyes narrowed. This unit is biological, he said to the system. Why am I detecting energy? The system did not answer. The energy level increased. The doctor checked the human's file again. No implants. No combat upgrades. Humans were known to use external machines, not internal ones. Yet something inside the human was active. The human's chest moved. Slowly. Stronger. The bleeding began to slow. Zeldar froze. Cells were repairing themselves. Bones were shifting back into place. Not fast but steady. Controlled. This is not possible, he said quietly. He had seen regeneration before. But those species were built for it. Humans were not. The doctor stepped closer. He adjusted the scanner manually. Suddenly an alert flashed red. Unknown system detected. Zeldar felt a strange sensation. His species rarely felt emotions, but this was close to unease. The energy was not random. It was organized. Like a defense system. The human's body temperature rose. The burns faded, leaving only dark marks. Muscles tightened. Zeldar took a step back. Medical chamber, increase containment field, he ordered. The field activated with a low hum. The human's fingers moved. Just a small movement. But it was enough. Zeldar stared. The human was still unconscious, yet the body was reacting as if it knew it was being watched. Another alarm sounded. Energy output rising. Stop, Zeldar whispered. This unit is under medical care. The scanner displayed a warning he had never seen before. Human adaptive response active. Adaptive. That word repeated in his mind. The human's heart rate stabilized. Breathing became calm. Strong. Too strong. Zeldar reviewed the battle report. The human had been exposed to extreme radiation. Enough to kill most species. But instead of dying, the human's body was changing. Learning. The doctor suddenly understood something important. Humans did not survive because they were weak. They survived because they adapted. The lights in the chamber dimmed for a second. Power fluctuated. Zeldar looked at the human again. The energy signature was now spreading across the nervous system. Not attacking. Not defending. Waiting. The human's eyes opened. Dark. Focused. They looked directly at Zeldar. The doctor's breath caught. The human should not be awake. The sedation was still active. Yet the human spoke, voice low and calm. "Where am I?" Zeldar did not answer. For the first time in his long career, the alien doctor did not know what to say. The scanner beeped one final time. Human hidden capability confirmed. Zeldar stepped back slowly. At that moment, he realized something that would change the galaxy forever. Humans were not the weakest species. They were the most dangerous. And this was only the beginning. Dr. Zeldar did not move. The human was awake. That alone broke every medical rule the doctor knew. The containment field hummed softly around the medical table. Blue energy walls shimmered in the air. The human lay still, eyes open, watching. Not scared. Not confused. Where am I?" the human asked again. His voice was weak but steady. Zeldar finally spoke. "You are aboard a Galactic Union medical vessel," he said carefully. "You were injured in combat." The human tried to move. His fingers tightened into a fist. The energy field reacted instantly, glowing brighter. The human frowned. "That tickles," he said. Zeldar's heart rate increased. No species had ever described a Union containment field as harmless. "You must remain still," the doctor said. "Your injuries were severe." The human looked down at his own body. He saw the faded burn marks. The healing wounds. "I remember the blast," he said slowly. "Thought I was done." He looked back at Zeldar. "Guess not." Zeldar turned back to the scanner. The readings were stable now, but the unknown energy was still present. Quiet. Controlled. "Human," the doctor asked, "are you aware of any internal defense systems inside your body?" The human blinked. "Defense systems?" He gave a small laugh. "No. I'm just a soldier." That answer disturbed Zeldar more than any warning alarm. The system was not artificial. It was natural. Zeldar enlarged the scan display. The energy flowed through the human's nervous system, connecting brain, muscles, and organs. Adaptive pathways. Learning pathways. "Your body reacted to radiation by changing its structure," Zeldar said. "Most species die under such exposure." The human shrugged slightly. "Yeah, humans do that sometimes." Zeldar stared at him. "Explain." The human closed his eyes for a moment. "Back on Earth," he said, "we call it survival. When things try to kill us, we don't always fight back right away." He opened his eyes. "Sometimes we change." The scanner beeped. Energy levels adjusted again, responding to the conversation. Zeldar realized something shocking. The human's body was reacting not only to danger, but to understanding. The ship suddenly shook. Red lights flashed across the chamber. "Alert! Unknown energy spike detected." Zeldar turned sharply. "What is happening?" The computer replied, "Energy source originates from human subject." The human sat up. The containment field crackled. "Hey," the human said calmly. "That wasn't me doing anything on purpose." But the energy around him grew stronger. Zeldar stepped back. "Remain where you are." "I am," the human replied. "My body is just responding." Responding. The energy spread outward, touching the field, testing it. The containment field weakened. Zeldar felt true fear now. This was no weapon. This was evolution happening in real time. "Medical chamber to command," Zeldar said quickly. "We have a situation." Before command could reply, the energy stopped. The field stabilized. The human exhaled slowly. "Sorry," he said. "I think I got emotional." Emotional. That word echoed in Zeldar's mind. Emotions triggered the response. Fear, stress, survival. How many humans possess this ability? Zeldar asked quietly. The human looked confused. Ability? None. All of us. Silence filled the chamber. All humans adapt, the human continued. Some faster than others. Some don't survive long enough. But when pushed hard enough. He tapped his chest. Something wakes up. Zeldar understood the terrible truth. Humans were not dangerous because of technology. They were dangerous because they refused to stay the same. Another alert appeared. Galactic Command requesting status. Zeldar hesitated. If the Union learned this truth, humans would be feared. Or hunted. Or controlled. The human watched the doctor closely. You're deciding something big, the human said. Yes, Zeldar replied. For the first time, the human said softly, so am I. The energy within him pulsed once more, calm, focused, waiting. Zeldar realized this human was not a weapon. He was a warning. And humanity was just getting started. Dr. Zeldar stood still as the message from Galactic Command repeated on the screen. Medical officer, report immediately. The human sat quietly on the medical table. The strange energy inside him had calmed, but it had not disappeared. It was there like a sleeping storm. Zeldar looked at the human. Remain calm, he said. I am calm, the human replied. It's everyone else I worry about. The doctor turned toward the communication console. He knew whatever he said next would change everything. This is Medical Officer Zeldar, he began. Human patient stabilized. Injuries healing faster than expected. There was a pause. Then a cold voice answered. Explain faster than expected. Zeldar hesitated. Human biology shows adaptive behavior under extreme stress. Another pause. Longer this time. Clarify, Command demanded. Before Zeldar could respond, the ship shook again. Not violently, but enough to trigger system alerts. Security field fluctuation detected. The human frowned. That's not me this time. Zeldar believed him. Sensors showed multiple energy signatures outside the ship. Incoming vessels. Unknown. No, Zeldar whispered. Command's voice returned. Medical officer, you are ordered to secure the human immediately. Union security units are en route. The human looked up sharply. Security units? Yes, Zeldar said slowly. They are trained to neutralize threats. The human's jaw tightened. I'm not a threat. Zeldar did not answer. Union security ships surrounded the Seraphis. Heavy, armored, and armed with weapons designed to stop monsters. Inside the medical chamber, the containment field grew brighter. The human stood up. The field bent, but did not break. Zeldar's eyes widened. Please sit down, he said. The human shook his head. They're scared. Yes, Zeldar admitted. And fear leads to mistakes. A loud metallic sound echoed through the ship. Boarding in progress. Security teams forced their way inside. The human closed his eyes. The energy inside him stirred again. Hey, Zeldar said quickly. Do not react. I'm trying, the human replied. But my body doesn't like cages. The doors to the medical chamber slid open. 3 Union security officers entered. Tall, armored, weapons glowing. Step away from the human, the lead officer ordered. Zeldar stood between them. This patient is under my care. Doctor, the officer said, this species has been reclassified as a potential existential risk. The human opened his eyes. Existential, he repeated. That's a big word. Energy surged through the room. The lights flickered. Weapons powered up. Zeldar raised all 4 hands. Stand down. You are escalating the situation. The lead officer aimed his weapon. The human raised one hand slowly. Don't, he said calmly. The containment field shattered. The energy wave pushed the officers back without touching them directly. No heat. No force. Just control. They crashed into the far wall. Silence followed. The human lowered his hand. I didn't hurt them, he said. I just asked the field to stop. Zeldar stared in disbelief. Asked. The human was not breaking technology. He was communicating with it. The security officers struggled to stand. Command's voice blasted through the speakers. What just happened? Zeldar spoke honestly. The human adapted to Union containment technology. Silence. Then panic. All units retreat. Command ordered. Maintain distance. The officers withdrew. The medical chamber doors closed again. The human exhaled slowly. See? This is what I was afraid of. Zeldar looked at him. You could have killed them. Yes, the human replied. But I didn't. Why? The human met his gaze. Because humans don't want to rule the galaxy. He paused. We just want to survive in it. The ship stabilized. Energy levels returned to normal. Zeldar understood now. Humanity's hidden power was not strength. It was restraint. Command sent one final message. Human species under immediate observation. Zeldar turned off the display. The human smiled slightly. Guess the galaxy finally noticed us. Zeldar nodded. And somewhere across the stars, fear began to spread. The medical ship Seraphis floated in silence. After the security team withdrew, no one spoke for several minutes. The human stood calmly in the center of the chamber. Dr. Zeldar watched him carefully. You are no longer a patient, Zeldar said finally. The human raised an eyebrow. That's good. I hate hospitals. Zeldar almost smiled. Almost. A new signal appeared on the main display. Galactic Council Emergency Session. Zeldar felt the weight of history settle on his shoulders. They are calling a council meeting, he said. This has never happened for a single injured soldier. The human crossed his arms. Guess I made a big mess. No, Zeldar replied. You revealed a truth. The council chamber formed as a hologram around them. Tall figures appeared one by one. Species from every corner of the galaxy. Some were ancient. Some powerful. All were watching the human. A tall reptilian delegate spoke first. This human displayed uncontrolled energy output. Another voice followed. Union technology failed. A third said, if one human can do this, what about millions? Fear moved through the chamber like a shadow. The human shifted his weight. They're talking about me like I'm a weapon. Zeldar nodded. To them you are. The council turned to Zeldar. Medical officer, the High Arbiter said, explain what you observed. Zeldar spoke clearly. The human body adapted to extreme conditions. The response was automatic, emotional, and defensive. Not aggressive. Yet our soldiers were defeated, another delegate argued. They were unharmed, Zeldar replied. The human chose control. That statement caused murmurs across the chamber. Choice? The Arbiter asked. The human stepped forward. Yes, choice. Every eye turned to him. I could have hurt them, he said simply. I didn't. Why not? The Arbiter asked. Because fear doesn't make us monsters, the human replied. It shows us who we are. Silence followed. Then a metallic voice spoke. Human, your species has no record of such power. That's because it's not a weapon, the human said. It's survival. A glowing being leaned forward. If humans can adapt to our strongest technology, how do we protect ourselves? The human answered honestly. You don't. Not from each other. Only from misunderstanding. The council grew quiet. Zeldar realized something important. They were not judging the human. They were judging themselves. What is the council's proposal? The Arbiter asked. Pause. Then the words appeared. Proposal: humanity under restriction and monitoring. The human clenched his jaw. Zeldar felt something inside him shift. No, the doctor said. Every delegate turned toward him. Humanity cannot be controlled like a disease, Zeldar continued. You fear what you do not understand. And you understand them? A delegate challenged. Zeldar looked at the human. Yes, he said. They adapt, but they also restrain. That is rare. The human spoke again. We didn't come to the stars to fight everyone. He paused. We came because Earth taught us one thing. The Arbiter leaned forward. What is that? The human answered softly. Survival is better together. The chamber was silent. Finally, a new signal arrived. Incoming human diplomatic fleet. Panic spread. Already? Someone shouted. Zeldar checked the data. They detected the energy surge. They came to protect one of their own. The human smiled faintly. Told you. We don't leave our people behind. The council realized their mistake. Humanity was not alone. And they were not weak. The Arbiter raised a hand. Suspend all restrictions. Murmurs filled the chamber. We must learn, not control, the Arbiter said. Or we may create our own enemy. The human relaxed slightly. Zeldar exhaled. The galaxy had been standing at the edge of war. And for now, humanity chose peace. The sensors aboard the Seraphis lit up all at once. Not with weapons fire. Not with threats. With signals. Dozens of them. Dr. Zeldar stared at the display. Human ships were exiting faster than light travel around the medical vessel. Slick. Efficient. Not the largest ships in the galaxy, but organized, calm, and ready. The human soldier beside him watched the screen. They came fast, he said quietly. Zeldar nodded. Faster than Union response fleets. That's because we don't debate when one of ours is in danger, the human replied. We move. The Galactic Council hologram returned, filled with tension. The human fleet is requesting communication, the Arbiter announced. Grant it, Zeldar said before anyone else could speak. A new image formed. A human woman appeared on the screen. She wore a simple uniform. No armor. No visible weapons. But her eyes were steady. This is Commander Reyes of the Human Expeditionary Fleet, she said. We detected an unauthorized containment of a human citizen. The council members shifted uncomfortably. The Arbiter responded carefully. The situation is under review. No harm was intended. Commander Reyes did not raise her voice. That's good, she said. Because harm would have ended this conversation very differently. The human soldier smiled faintly. Zeldar felt it again, that quiet pressure humans carried. Not aggression. Readiness. Reyes continued, we are not here to threaten the Union. We are here to retrieve our people and to talk. To talk? A council member asked. Yes, Reyes said. Humans believe communication comes before conflict. She paused. But only once. Silence followed. Zeldar spoke. Commander, the human under my care is stable. Reyes looked directly at him. Then thank you, Doctor. You did your duty. That simple sentence surprised many delegates. Respect. Not dominance. The Arbiter cleared his throat. Human Commander, your species displays an unusual capability. Reyes nodded. We know. Why was this not disclosed? Another delegate demanded. Reyes answered honestly. Because it's not something we control. It appears only when we are pushed too far. She leaned closer to the camera. And we prefer not to be pushed. The human soldier stepped forward. Ma'am, he said, I'm okay. Reyes smiled. I know. We felt it. Felt it. Zeldar realized the truth. Humanity was connected, not by technology but by loyalty. The council reviewed the sensor data. Human ships held formation. No weapons locked. No aggressive posture. Pure discipline. Humanity arrived prepared for war, a delegate whispered, yet chose peace. The Arbiter spoke. Commander Reyes, what does humanity want? Reyes did not hesitate. Equal standing. No cages. No fear. She added, and understanding. The council exchanged looks. Zeldar watched carefully. This was the moment. The Arbiter nodded slowly. The Union accepts. Humanity will be recognized as a sovereign adaptive species. A new designation appeared. Humanity, protected status. The human soldier exhaled in relief. Reyes smiled. That's a good start. The human fleet slowly powered down its high-energy systems. The tension eased. Zeldar turned to the human soldier. You changed the fate of your species. The human shook his head. No. I just reminded them who we are. Which is? Zeldar asked. The human looked out at the stars. Humans fall, he said. We break. We bleed. He paused. But we get back up. Together. The Seraphis drifted safely among human and Union ships. For the first time, the galaxy understood something important. Humanity's hidden power was not inside one body. It was inside all of them. And it was awake. Peace did not arrive with celebration. It arrived with silence. The human fleet and the Union ships floated together in deep space, close but careful. Weapons were powered down but no one relaxed. Trust was fragile. Dr. Zeldar stood in the observation chamber beside the human soldier. Both watched the stars. You saved many lives today, Zeldar said. The human shook his head. Not yet. Peace is harder than survival. Before Zeldar could reply, alarms sounded again. This time they were different. Unidentified anomaly detected. The holographic display showed a dark space twisting in on itself. A natural phenomenon. Rare. Violent. A rift storm. Union ships began to pull back. This storm will destroy everything within range, a council delegate warned. Including the human fleet. Commander Reyes appeared on the screen. We can hold position, she said. Our ships can adapt. The council reacted instantly. Negative, the Arbiter ordered. Human vessels must retreat. This is not your responsibility. Reyes frowned. If we leave, your medical ship will be destroyed. Silence. Zeldar looked at the human soldier. The human already understood. We don't leave allies behind, he said. Reyes nodded. All units, defensive formation. Union delegates panicked. You are risking your fleet, one shouted. Reyes replied calmly. We're protecting lives. The storm grew closer. Energy waves tore through space. Human ships moved into position around the Seraphis and nearby Union vessels. Shields activated, not aggressive but wide and protective. Zeldar watched in disbelief. Human technology was changing. Adapting. Ships adjusted shield frequency in real time. Learning from every impact. Union scientists spoke rapidly. Their shields are evolving. The Arbiter whispered, they are adapting to space itself. Inside the medical chamber, the human soldier felt the familiar pressure in his chest. Not pain. Purpose. Zeldar noticed. Your system is active again. Yes, the human said. Because people are in danger. Energy pulsed gently from him, not outward but inward. He focused. Across the fleet, human ships synchronized. Not through command. Through instinct. The storm struck. Waves of distortion slammed into the formation. Union shields failed one by one. Human shields expanded. Covered them. Protected them. The Seraphis shook but held. Minutes felt like hours. Then silence. The storm collapsed. Stars returned to normal. Damage reports filled the displays. Union ships, damaged but intact. Human ships, strained but standing. No lives lost. The council chamber reappeared. No fear this time. Only awe. The arbiter spoke softly. Humanity chose to protect those who feared them. Reyes answered, trust has to start somewhere. Zeldar looked at the human soldier. You could have saved only your own, he said. The human replied simply, then we wouldn't be human. The council voted immediately. Humanity, full galactic ally status approved. A historic moment. Zeldar felt something new. Oh. The arbiter concluded, the galaxy judged humanity. And humanity answered, with restraint and sacrifice. The human soldier sat down, finally tired. Zeldar helped him. You will be studied for generations, Zeldar said. The human smiled weakly. Just tell them we're not perfect. I will, Zeldar replied. I will tell them you chose kindness when power would have been easier. Outside, human and Union ships drifted together. Not as enemies. Not as threats. As allies. One final message appeared. Prepare for a shared future. And the galaxy listened. The galaxy did not change in a single day. But it began to change from that moment. Weeks passed after the rift storm. Human and Union ships repaired damage together. Engineers shared tools. Medics shared knowledge. Dr. Zeldar walked through the halls of the Seraphis, watching humans and aliens work side by side. It still felt unreal. The human soldier, now fully healed, stood near the observation window looking at the stars. You are cleared for return, Zeldar said. Earth is waiting. The human nodded. Feels strange leaving. You are welcome here, Zeldar replied. The human smiled. That means more than you know. The Galactic Council gathered one final time. Not in fear. In respect. The arbiter addressed the chamber. Humanity has shown restraint, loyalty, and sacrifice. Qualities this galaxy forgot. He turned to Zeldar. Doctor, your report will become required study. Zeldar inclined his head. Then I will speak the truth. The arbiter nodded. Speak. Zeldar faced the chamber. Humans are not the strongest, he said. They are not the oldest. They are not the most advanced. He paused. But they are the most adaptable. Images appeared behind him. Humans helping repair Union ships. Sharing food. Standing guard, not over others but with them. They feel fear, Zeldar continued. They feel pain. Yet they move forward. The human soldier listened quietly. When faced with power, Zeldar said, they choose responsibility. The council remained silent. That silence was agreement. The arbiter spoke. Let it be recorded. Humanity, Guardians of Adaptation. The title echoed across the chamber. Later, as the human prepared to leave, Zeldar walked with him to the docking bay. You changed how I see life, Zeldar said. The human laughed softly. I just got hurt and survived. Zeldar shook his head. No. You showed us that survival does not require cruelty. The human stopped at the ramp. Doctor, he said, what will you do now? Zeldar considered the question. I will teach, he replied. So fear does not blind us again. The human extended his hand. Zeldar hesitated, then took it. A simple gesture. A powerful one. The human ship departed, joining the fleet heading home. But humanity did not leave the galaxy. Their influence stayed. Years later, young alien medics studied human biology. Engineers designed ships that could adapt instead of overpower. Military doctrines changed. Power was no longer measured by destruction. It was measured by restraint. Dr. Zeldar stood before a class of students. Remember this, he told them. When humans were feared, they chose to protect. When they could have ruled, they chose to stand beside us. A student asked, Doctor, what is humanity's greatest weapon? Zeldar smiled. It is not hidden inside their bodies, he said. It is not their technology. He looked at the stars. It is their choice. Far away on Earth, a human soldier looked up at the night sky. He did not feel powerful. He felt responsible. And that was enough. Because when the galaxy needed hope, humanity answered.